guys, what's up and welcome back to Cross the Line. I'm Andrea Renee. You can learn more about me by following me on Twitter at Andrea Renee. And don't forget to follow at Street Fighter as well. So Maximilian and Clockw0rk will be in the studio today to talk about Street Fighter Cross Tekken. We're going to update you guys on the contest and show you some highlights from our exclusive gameplay session where we got to test out the latest build of Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
They're similar to their normal Tekken counterparts, but at the same time, they're extremely alien. Like, even if you're familiar with the Tekken universe, you're going to feel a little bit different with how the characters move and react and how their commands are, even for Street Fighter players.
Because it's a totally different engine that these characters are introduced in. You know, and so even if you're like, you know, the best Kazuya player or whatever, obviously in this game it's going to be a lot different because it's a different, entirely different system. Oh, you're a boss.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I know. Well, guys, let's see it.
Let's see, I can't get Max down to low enough health for him to try it.
It happens when you hit buttons really hard. Oh! Get out of here, Ryu.
So if I could just wait you out there.
no.
I could just wait you out there. Oh, okay.
I want to kill you.
Hey everyone, Andrea Renee here for Cross the Line. I'm sitting here with Clockw0rk. You know him from the fighting community. How you doing today? How's everything going?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm great. Now, I'm sure there's some people out there that don't know who you are. Can you give me just like a brief synopsis so all those people out there can be familiar with your history in fighting games?
Sure. I've been playing fighting games competitively for the past maybe 10, 11 years. I started at Golf and Stuff over in Norwalk, California. My very first games that I was competitive with were Tekken 3, Tekken Tag, Marvel vs. Capcom 1, and eventually once Marvel vs. Capcom 2 came out, I kind of focused on that, and I've been focused on Marvel games mostly the past decade, pretty much. So I'm still competitive to this day. I go to as many tournaments as I can. So.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, obviously today we're not talking about Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom. We're talking about Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Now today you guys finally got to get a really good chunk of time hands-on with the game. What are your first impressions?
My very first impression is that though it looks like, I mean, I know there's been a lot of footage released and it looks kind of similar to Street Fighter 4, it's way different from Street Fighter 4. Not only in the systems in place, like there's no focus attacks or anything like that, it has its own kind of system in place, but the characters especially, like the characters, even the ones returning from Street Fighter 4, they play so much different than the ones in Street Fighter 4. So in the Tekken characters especially play way different because they're from a whole different game. So.
Yeah, I know that was a big concern for a lot of community people, is that it's just a Street Fighter game with the Tekken characters in it. Now, you had a lot to say about how the Tekken characters feel in the game.
Well, see, what's interesting is that, you know, the control scheme from Street Fighter 2 Tekken is way different. You know, even, you know, Street Fighter 6 buttons, Tekken's 4 buttons. But what's good about Tekken and in this game is that they really stayed faithful as much as they could from Tekken control scheme to this game. So, for example, you know, Tekken's 4 buttons, a lot of the commands that you find in Tekken have been carried over to Street Fighter. For example, Mishima's, for example, there's a lot of 1-1-2 input, which is in Street Fighter terms would be jab, jab, strong. But that same input from Tekken works in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Another example is King. He has a shoulder charge move, which is 3-2. And usually that command wouldn't really do anything in a Street Fighter game, but in this game, that command is still the same from Tekken. So I feel that Tekken players will feel right at home when it comes to those commands controlling their characters.
Now, you were talking about specific commands for Tekken characters. Do you feel like those commands overpower Street Fighter characters in the game?
Well, I will say that Tekken characters, they play way differently than Street Fighter characters just because they're from a whole different game. But I do feel that there is a good balance between, like, the transition that these Tekken characters from Tekken to Street Fighter was definitely, it feels really, really natural. So. So I don't feel that there's necessarily a huge advantage or disadvantage, though the Tekken characters do play a lot different. They seem to have a lot more moves, but at the same time, it's just to suit their playstyle. So.
Now, I know something that people were kind of worried about or had questions about was how these characters were going to deal with like the fireballs from the Street Fighter characters.
And playing today, what I have noticed is that all the Tekken characters that do have some kind of like move or construct or something to avoid fireballs. So for example, King, he has his, I forgot exactly what the move is called, but with 3 kicks, he does kind of like a little spin step, and you can do special moves out of that step too, but that initial spin step, it will bypass fireballs, so you can get right past the Sonic Boom. So I think one of the first concerns when the game was released was, or when it was announced, was that, oh, what are Tekken characters going to do about all the fireballs and Sonic Booms coming at them? But I think every character has some way to deal with them, so they don't have to worry about that.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people out there will be relieved to hear that. And another thing that we got to talk about today that has been a matter of controversy, I feel comfortable saying, is the gem system.
Right.
So, thoughts? Then do you have a little bit more information?
You know, what I do like about the gem system is that, you know, not only does it add a lot of, I feel, adds a lot of depth to the gameplay. You know, you can really customize your characters suited to however you want to play them. For example, you know, if I played a character like a more defensive character, like Guile or something, you know, but maybe I'm an offensive type player, I can add gems to customize that suited to my playstyle, so I'm not limited to the way that I play choosing my characters. You know, so I think that's a really big plus when it comes to the gameplay overall. I think it really opens up the potential in the game, and I think it really gives players a good amount of ownership when it comes to their style and the characters that they play. You know, it's like, this is what I'm bringing to the table. This is what I'm about.
So what are you about? You more of a boost guy or more of an assist guy?
I think I'll probably be more of a boost guy. A lot of the systems that I've noticed, or a lot of the benefits I've seen from the assist gems, I feel that are better suited for other players, but for the boost gems.
Other players. He means players like me. That's okay.
But for the most part, the benefits from the boost gems, I feel I'm really excited to try them out.
All right. So if people want to get into contact with you, ask you questions about fighting games, maybe watch you in a tournament, how do they go about doing that?
You can find me online on Twitter at MVC Clockw0rk. Clockw0rk has a 0 in it in the work, or at Facebook, facebook.com/StriderDoom. Also, just really quick, we did finish up the Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 strategy guide, so please check it out if you can.
All right, you guys, so you know that we're doing an awesome contest on the Facebook page. That's facebook.com/StreetFighter. Round 1 is over, and it's on to round 2. That's right, crossing is the new planking. We want you guys to take photos of yourself crossing in unique locations and post them on the Facebook page, and we'll vote to see who wins awesome Street Fighter swag. So there will be 5 winners from Team Street Fighter and 5 winners from Team Tekken. And prizes include a PS3, a signed copy of the game by Ono-san, a t-shirt, poster, bobblehead, and a chance at the grand prize for the Ultimate Gamer Cave. If you guys want more details, head on over to our Facebook page. All right, you guys, that does it for this episode. Thanks so much to Maximilian and Clockw0rk for dropping by. We want to make sure you guys don't forget to rate, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. I'm Andrea Renee, and I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks on Cross the Line.
Hadouken!